Hey and hello! Today I want to talk about factor and color values because sometimes we use them interchangeably and we don't really know what are we doing and what value we want to expect. Whenever you connect color value to the factor value, there is some calculation behind the scenes, and vice versa. If we take the factor and we connect it to the color, there are some calculation as well. The factor is a float number and the base color is a combination of three floats number. So whenever we connect factor to color, we create a color vector out of this value. So if the factor is, for example, 0.4, then the color will consist of three channels with 0.4 values. But when we connect color to the factor, it is a little bit different. So let's have a look how it looks like and how can we calculate it. Let's choose some color. So let's say we'll have a channel red 0.6, channel green 0.4 and blue 0.7. When we connect it to the color ramp, you can see that we've got a black color. So the value coming out of this color is somewhere in between 0 and 0.47. When we move to the left, the color changes to white. So it means that the value coming out of this node is somewhere between 0.45 and 0.47. How can we calculate it? Because as you can see, this is not an average, not at all. It is calculated differently. So let's have a look how. Let's take an Excel sheet and let's try to convert RGB to grayscale. There is some formula with constant values for each of those channels to calculate the luminescence. What we get out of the color output, and whenever we put it to the factor, we are getting the luminescence value. And this is how it's calculated. For each channel, there is a different value that we need to calculate with our values. As you can see, we've got 0.6, 0.4 and 0.7 in here. So now we will add those values in our sheet. Now we have to multiply these values by the values provided here. Those values are constant and are being used in Blender. So we get those values out of this multiplication, and at the end we need to sum them up. We've got the value of 0.46, and this is what we get in here. Whenever we move to the left, we get the color changing, and this is how this value is being calculated. So whenever you will use those values in the future, just keep in mind that connecting color to color ramp will give you a different result than connecting factor to factor on color ramp, and of course in other situations as well.